Exodus chapter 30. And thou shalt make an altar to burn incense upon. Of shittim wood shalt thou make it. A cubit shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof. 4 square shall it be, and 2 cubits shall be the height thereof. The horns thereof shall be of the same. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, the top thereof, and the sides thereof round about, and the horns thereof, and thou shalt make unto it a crown of gold round about. And 2 golden rings shalt thou make to it under the crown of it. By the 2 corners thereof, upon the 2 sides of it, shalt thou make it, and they shall be for places for the staves to bear it withal. And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put it before the veil that is by the ark of the testimony, before the mercy seat that is over the testimony, where I will meet with thee. And Aaron shall burn thereon sweet incense every morning when he dresseth the lamps. He shall burn incense upon it. And when Aaron lighteth the lamps at even, he shall burn incense upon it, a perpetual incense before the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt sacrifice, nor meat offering, neither shall ye pour drink offering thereon. And Aaron shall make an atonement upon the horns of it once a year, with the blood of the sin offering of atonements. Once in the year shall he make atonement upon it throughout your generations. It is most holy unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, When thou takest the sum of the children of Israel after their number, then shalt thou give every man a ransom for his soul unto the Lord, when thou numberest them, that there be no plague among them when thou numberest them. This they shall give, every one that passeth among them that are numbered, half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary. A shekel is 20 gerahs. And half shekel shall be the offering of the Lord. Every one that passeth among them that are numbered, from 20 years old and above, shall give an offering unto the Lord. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel, when they give an offering unto the Lord, to make an atonement for your souls. And thou shalt take the atonement money of the children of Israel, and shalt appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, that it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel before the Lord, to make an atonement for your souls. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Thou shalt also make a laver of brass, and its foot also of brass, to wash withal. And thou shalt put it between the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar, and thou shalt put water therein. For Aaron and his sons shall wash their hands and their feet thereat. When they go into the tabernacle of the congregation, they shall wash with water, that they die not. Or when they come near to the altar to minister, to burn offering made by fire unto the Lord, so they shall wash their hands and their feet, that they die not. And it shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his seed throughout their generations. Moreover, the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take thou also unto 3 principal spices, of pure myrrh 500 shekels, and of sweet cinnamon half so much, even 250 shekels, and of sweet calamus 250 shekels, and of cassia 500 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, and of oil, olive, and hin. And thou shalt make it an oil of holy ointment, an ointment compound after the art of the apothecary. It shall be an holy anointing oil. And thou shalt anoint the oil of the tabernacle in the congregation therewith, and the ark of the testimony, and the table and all his vessels, and the candlestick and his vessels, and the altar of incense, and the altar of burnt offering with all his vessels, and the laver and his foot. And thou shalt sanctify them, that they may be most holy. Whatsoever toucheth them shall be holy. And thou shalt anoint Aaron and his sons, and consecrate them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, This shall be an holy anointing oil unto me throughout your generations. Upon man's flesh shall it not be poured, neither shall ye make any other like it. After the composition of it, it is holy, and it shall be holy unto you. Whosoever compoundeth any like it, or whosoever putteth any of it upon a stranger, shall even be cut off from his people. And the Lord said unto Moses, Take unto thee sweet spices, stacte, onycha, and galbanum, these sweet spices with pure frankincense, of each shall there be a like weight. And thou shalt make it a perfume, a confection after the art of the apothecary, tempered together, pure and holy. And thou shalt beat some of it very small, and put it before the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation, where I will meet with thee, and it shall be unto you most holy. And as for the perfume which thou shalt make, ye shall not make it, shall not make to yourselves according to the composition thereof. It shall be unto thee holy for the Lord. Whosoever shall make like unto that, to smell thereto, shall even be cut off from his people. In chapter 30, we see some things that really should be very important to us. And Moses is being told by God some things relating to how Aaron and his sons are going to worship, are going to function as priests when they are in the tabernacle. And one of the things that they have is they're going to have washings. They're going to wash their hands and their feet so that they are clean when they come before the Lord, so they don't die. And now, in most places in North America, washing is a pretty common thing, but you got to remember, when you're traveling with a couple of million people in a desert, and you're surrounded by 20,000 square miles of rock desert, and there isn't very much water, washing is not something that happens all the time. You certainly don't have 2 million people having baths and showers every day or every week, maybe not even every month. Okay? And so the reason for Aaron and his sons washing was to start the learning process of the priests. These were the first priests. There were going to be other priests in the temple, and eventually there were going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of people who would be serving as priests. And the point was that just as they were washing on the outside, that was a learning tool to get them to remember that they needed to cleanse themselves on the inside. They needed to be holy inside. Their attitudes had to be worshiping of God, worshipful, Christ-like, all the rest of the things that were beneficial for them. And so the washing on the outside was just the teaching tool. Next thing is all the spices. We got stacte and onycha and galbanum, and these are not names that we use nowadays, but stacte and galbanum were two resins from two different kinds of plants which grew within the region, and they would be gathered like if you've ever seen a spruce tree or a pine tree and you see the gum, the resin that's on the outside. These would be from different plants, not necessarily those trees, but from different plants, and when they were burned they would give off a sweet resin smell. And the onycha actually was a shellfish that grows in the Red Sea, also grows in India. And when you burn it, the smell of the food that it eats is released, and it smells as a nice perfume as well. Frankincense was from a tree gum, tree resin, and was very, very, very much sought after for many thousands of years for this particular purpose. The other thing to make sure is, as you're reading the very end of it, to understand that all of these things that were done for the temple were temporal, easily available things that people would know. They were to be formulated up, and they knew all the formulas, everybody did, but they also were supposed to be special and reserved for the tabernacle. And you weren't supposed to make anything like unto them. So you wouldn't make up a perfume for somebody to wear that was like the perfume that would be used in the tabernacle. That was forbidden, seriously big time forbidden. Everything that was for the tabernacle was supposed to be special and unique and reserved for the service of God. It was also supposed to be expensive and the very best they had, so these people would get used to the idea of giving the best they had to God, and eventually they would learn the idea to give the best they are to God. And that's what it was all about. That's what they needed to learn. And you had to start with somewhere, and that was where they started.